Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful neon tumbler. I am obsessed with neon, and neon pink is my favorite color all year long. I'm going to show you how to get this bright neon pink on your tumbler. So I have found that you get a better result when you want to use a super bright color if you spray paint your tumbler white and then you apply the neon pink spray paint on top of the white. It gets just a more vibrant color. Now, I'm going to be using Pinkie Pie by BJ's Glitter. It's a nice pink, fine, and I'm going to do the tack it method. I'm obsessed with the tack it method right now. I just like it because not only does the glitter look beautiful, but you use less epoxy to cover up the glitter, and I'm a fan of that. But anyway, you guys, if you've been watching my tutorials, then you know the drill because I've done a few tack it methods. So we're just going to apply the tack it directly onto our tumbler. We're going to use a little paintbrush. You can get these at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann. And you want to apply nice even coats and make sure that there's no streaks, lumps, or bumps. And then you want to dry it with a blow dryer if you're impatient like me. And then we're going to drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. We're going to drizzle. Sprinkle, not drizzle. Drizzle is when you're going to drizzle caramel on something. We're sprinkling our glitter all over our tumbler. And then once we have a really good coverage all over, look at that pink, you guys. I am absolutely shook like a Chinook. That is freaking bananas. We are going to take our finger because we're ratchet tumbler makers, and we're just going to rub-a-dub-dub in the tub. Up, I blacked out. You are just going to use your hand and your fingers to make the glitter lay completely flat, and just make sure that there's no lumps, there's no bumps, that you're getting all of that glitter to lay flat because that's what gives it this look. And just to make sure we have a very concentrated, very sparkly base, we're going to go ahead and go in with a second coat of not Mod Podge. Wow, I feel like I'm on autopilot. We're not using Mod Podge, we're using Tack It. We're going to go in with a second coat of Tack It. Once again, you want to make sure you spread it out nice and even. No lumps, no bumps, no humps, no lovely lady lumps in the back and in the front. Sorry guys, I get distracted. So once we've got that full coverage and we feel like we've got a really nice base, we're going to go ahead and hit it with a blow dryer. Once it dries, we're going to come back and sprinkle, linkle, dinkle. We're going to sprinkle that pink glitter. You guys, I am abso-freaking-lutely enamored. This has got to be one of the most beautiful pinks I've ever seen. And I love how bright this cup is. Even the video right now, it's not doing it any justice. Anyway, you guys, we're going to go back with our booger hooks, and we're going to go ahead and just rub-a-dub-dub in the tub. We're going to rub until we make all the glitter lay flat. Any excess, it's going to fall off. Let it fall off. Let it go. Let it go. Don't try to keep it anymore. We're going to let it go, and then, wow, this is moving along real fast. Once you are done rubbing all that glitter in, you can take a paintbrush and just kind of brush off any excess. And once you have no glitter falling off, you can go ahead and apply your first coat of epoxy. The amazing thing, and I think this is one of the reasons why I'm super obsessed right now with the Tack It method, is because it's so nice to be able to get that nice full coverage on just your first coat. Let it spin for 24 hours and then come back the next day and move on to your next step. I do love using chunky glitter. How could I not love chunky glitter? It's chunky like me. But, you know, it takes a little bit more time and effort to get that full coverage, which is fine. I'll totally do it. But personally, right now, my preference is fine and Tack It method. We're going to pop our bubbles. Look at that. Oh, my Lanta Santa. I cannot even deal with that sparkle. So we've let it dry for 24 hours. Look how beautiful it is. It only has a teensy little bit of rough spots, not very many at all, but I just want to go ahead and, you know, make sure that I have a really nice smooth surface. Right now I'm sanding any excess epoxy off the rim. There was a tiny little bit of speck bumps on the rim, not very many, but I just wanted the cup to be completely perfect. So once I'm done sanding it, I'm going to clean it off. And then once I get my tumbler cleaned off, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I put together the SVG file. Now I bought it exactly like this. It came in 2 separate parts. And so basically it came with the inside, like the inside shape of the leopard spot. And then it also came with the outline of the leopard spot. So it already comes that way for you. You just have to upload them separately. I don't know what my mouse is doing right now, guys. I'm sorry. But so basically, you're going to upload them both. Now, I like to change the color because I want to be able to tell the difference. And I used pink so that it would kind of go along with the theme and just to get a visual. It looks purple on screen though, but I swear it was pink. So then we're going to go ahead and upload the outline. Now, what you want to do is you want to hold the outline directly over just to make sure that you're going to get it to match up perfectly. And then once you have it matched up and you know that it's going to fit perfectly, you just want to highlight the whole entire thing and size it. Depending on what tumbler you're using, I don't know if you're using a 20 ounce, skinny, a 20 ounce straight, curve, 30 ounce, size it to whatever size you need for your tumbler. I will be providing the file size that I used to cut out my leopard spots. Right now, we're only going to need the inside part of the leopard spots, not the outline yet. We're just going to cut this out of vinyl. Please make sure that you are using removable vinyl. We're going to use this for our peekaboo. So we want to be able to peel this off eventually. We don't want it to stay on permanently. So just make sure that you are using removable vinyl. I have made that mistake before and it was not fun. But anyway, after we have weeded this, and let me tell you guys, weeding will be the death of me. I swear, weeding has taken years and years off my life. Especially when you're doing something so tedious like leopard spots, but it's okay. We made it happen. We made it happen. So once we are done with our weeding, we're going to move on to our next step, which is going to be to just wrap this around the cup. Just kind of make sure that it's going to be the right size and that it's going to fit. The good thing too is it doesn't have to line up perfectly because you can always take a few leopard spots off with your fingers and place them wherever you need to fill in any gaps. That's the beauty of this. I went ahead and applied my transfer tape. Now I'm just using my little handy dandy squeegee just to make sure it's really adhered. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to remove a little bit, like maybe like 2 inches off the backing and cut them off. I want to do this because if you remove the entire backing, you're going to be struggling because it's going to be sticking to everything. So just cut off enough to where you can place it on the cup where you want it, press it down. Now, let me tell you guys something. I swear, I know I always joke about my YouTube tutorials being ghetto, but listen, I swore up and down, ooh, this is going to be so satisfying. I'm going to apply this and all the leopard spots are going to come right off. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. But it's okay because we are going to be able to apply the rest of the leopard spots by hand, one by one. And it didn't take very long because the leopard spots are big and it was just in a few sections. So it was totally okay. Sometimes like the process is, you're like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is looking a little crazy. But it is so crazy sometimes the things that we have to do and the product that we end up with in the end. Like, for example, right now, looking at this tumbler, how only some of the leopard spots came off and how weird the gold vinyl looks on top of the pink. But when you know what the end product looks like, you're like, trust the process, trust the process. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and just apply some of our other leopard spots by hand that didn't want to come off the backing because they're stubborn and they wanted to embarrass me in front of my friends. So I kind of just went ahead and looked for little bald spots. Hee hee. I don't know why the word bald spot is so funny. But I went ahead and just kind of picked different spots that I felt like needed little leopard spots and I just applied them by hand. It wasn't very bad. It didn't take very long. I was also listening to Colormaxx. She's one of my favorite artists. So the time went by really quickly. You guys might be more amazing at transferring a whole sheet of leopard spots. And if you are, kudos to you, sister. You're not going to have to do this step, but it's okay, guys. I'm always going to be 100% transparent with you guys. I could have edited this part out and not showed you my struggle, but you know what? I am always going to keep it 100% real with you and show you guys that no one is perfect. Sometimes I feel like new tumbler makers look at people who have been making tumblers a little bit longer and they're like, man, I'm never going to be this good, or man, I'm never going to be able to do this. Girl, listen, we're all on the struggle bus together. I promise, boo-boo. So I'm always going to show you guys my struggles. I think that part is important. Just as it's important to teach you guys how to make beautiful things, it's also important to let you know that things are not always going to go as planned, and it is freaking okay. You can always improvise. But anywho, patootley, moving right along. Now we're going to go ahead and spray paint this white. The reason I'm going to spray paint it white is because when I spray paint my other colors on top, that white base is going to make the colors really, really pop. And this is a trick that I didn't know about. I literally just tried it because I was desperate. Because in the past, I had used neon pink spray paint over stainless steel, and it did not look neon pink. And I didn't understand why. So the day that I spray painted the base for this cup, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try to do white first and then see if that makes the neon pink pop, and it freaking worked. So this is a really good hack, you guys. If you're going to be using a neon color or just any color that you want it to really, really pop, just spray paint your tumbler white and then do the color over it, and the result is abso-freaking-lutely worth it. You know what? One of these days I'm going to do a comparison and do half the tumbler with a white base and half the tumbler without, and just show you the difference in the color. Anywho, so here we are just spray painting a little swirl. There's no rhyme or reason. I do little bursts to control the spray paint and where it's going. Also, guys, I'm going to go ahead and link all of these colors in the description. So don't you worry your pretty little hearts out. And you guys can either use the exact same colors that I used, or maybe you have a different color scheme that you want to use. You can make it your own, or you can make it identical, and then we can have matching tumblers. It's whatever you want, my loves. I only used 4 colors. And I overall, I'm super happy with the turnout of this tumbler. Like, I just can't stop staring at it. Look at this neon orange, you guys. It is so, so stinking beautiful. But basically, you guys, it's pretty self-explanatory. Excuse me, I was going to say explanatory. Hee. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just like to show you guys the spray painting because I feel like people could have questions about it, and I just want to make sure that I fully took my time to explain to you guys. But I'm just doing a swirl, and it just helps if you do it in little bursts like this. My husband actually taught me how to spray paint because when I first started, everything would always drip and run, and he's like, you got to do little bursts and go slow. Don't be impatient. Once you have completely let this dry, we're going to move on to the next step. Now, this is a little hack. If you take a little bit of painter's tape and just put it on your table or whatever surface you're working on, you can attach all the things that you peel off and put them right on there. It's a really cool trick, and it's very affordable, because you probably already have painter's tape. Okay, my loves, so now we're going to begin the tedious process. We are going to remove all of our vinyl leopard spots. I was going to say that backwards. Why do you guys watch me? I'm such a freaking mess. Do you guys even learn anything from me? I hope that you do. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and just remove everything. I'm speeding this up because you do not have to watch me tediously do this, you guys. It's a tedious process, but be patient, take your time, make sure you wait until the spray paint is completely dry before you move on to this step. And actually, I think even though it's a very tedious step, it is very satisfying because this is when your tumbler really starts to come together. Like, I remember when I was peeling these off, every time I would peel one off, I would be like, oh my gosh, it's looking so cute with the glitter underneath. So yes, it's an annoying step, but it is also what helps bring your vision to life, you guys. So hopefully you're enjoying this. Hopefully you're enjoying me watching me freaking peel off vinyl strips. And I can't wait to see what you guys make. You guys, I love making tutorials for you. Like, I know this is like silly, but do you ever feel like you were born to do something? Like, I genuinely feel like I was born to help others. Now, I don't think I'm this like incredible tumbler maker that I have so many things to teach, but if something that I know that maybe someone else doesn't know could potentially help them, then I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to show people, to teach people. And I remember when I first started, I used to always go to YouTube. Someone that I used to watch from the very beginning that taught me so much was Little Leanne Rose, I believe is her name. And so I just remember that for me, YouTube was my saving grace when I was starting out. And I never thought that I would end up on YouTube doing the same thing for other people. But to know that I can and that I could potentially be helping someone out the way Little Lee and Rose helped me, like, makes me want to cry. You guys know I'm a super emotional person, but I'm going to go ahead and stop yippity yapping before I start crying because it'll be super embarrassing. But on a serious note, you guys, I do love you very much, and I am absolutely passionate about making YouTube videos and being able to help you guys and show you guys and explain things to you guys. So I hope that you guys love my content because I love you guys. Okay, moving right along. We're going to go ahead and apply our epoxy. Now, you guys, so far, we've only done 2 coats of epoxy, which is amazing. This is exactly why I love doing fine glitter, because 2 coats barely, and look how far we've already gotten in the process. So we're going to go ahead and epoxy this tumbler. We're going to let it spin for 24 hours, and then we're going to come back and we are going to do the next step.
Moment of honesty. Someone's gotta take the lead tonight. Who's it gonna be? I'm gonna sit right here and tell you all that comes to me. If you have something to say, you should say right now. You give me a feeling that I never felt before, and I deserve it, I think I deserve it. It's becoming something that's impossible to ignore, and I can't take it. I was wondering, maybe could I make you my baby if we do the unthinkable?
Tumbler is completely dry. We're going to move on to adding the outlines. Now, I didn't want to make you guys watch me weed all of these outlines, so I went ahead and just weeded them. I am going to link the holographic vinyl that I used in case you guys want to purchase it. Now, this is kind of like putting together a puzzle. You have to find the matching outlines that go with the leopard spot, but it honestly didn't take very long. And also, I didn't want to put an outline on every single leopard spot. I wanted it to be more of like little accent pieces here and there, so I only did it in certain areas. But you are the artist. You can put as many or as little as you want, or you don't even have to put any if you don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys keep listening to a little bit of music because I don't want to make you guys hear me keep yapping while you watch me do the same thing over and over.
Would it make us look crazy if you ask me? I'm ready. If you ask me, I'm ready. I know you once said to me, this is exactly how it should feel when it's meant to be. Time is only wasting, so I wait for eventually. If we gonna do something about it, we should do it right now. You give me a feeling that I never felt before, and I deserve it, I think I deserve it. It's becoming something that's impossible to ignore, and I can't take it. I was wondering, maybe could I make you my baby if we do the unthinkable? Would it make us look crazy, or would it be so beautiful? Either way, I'm saying, if you ask me, I'm ready.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Here is the final product, and I will see you guys next time. Besitos!